back to the Pantry Kitchen. I'm Catherine. Today we are making a pumpkin cream cheese bread. Perfect for fall and oh so delicious. This can also be transitioned into cupcakes or muffins too if you'd like. So get your ingredients together and let's get started. Here's what you'll need to get started. In a large bowl, combine 1 cup of granulated sugar and half a cup of brown sugar, 2 eggs, half a cup of vegetable oil with a teaspoon of vanilla, 1 cup of pumpkin puree, not pumpkin pie filling, 1/3 cup warm water. For the dry ingredients, you'll need 1 3/4 cup all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon baking soda, 3/4 teaspoon salt, 1 teaspoon cinnamon, half a teaspoon of nutmeg, ginger, and cloves. For the cream cheese filling, you'll need 8 ounces of cream cheese, half a cup of sugar, 1 egg, and vanilla extract. And we'll also be adding 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. So first off, I'm just going to mix all my dry ingredients together just to give them a head start and get all the spices dispersed through all the flour. And I'm just making this one by hand because it's super easy. And we're starting with, we got 2 recipes kind of in one. So now that that's ready, we're going to get the pumpkin bread recipe all put together, and then we'll set it aside, and then we're going to mix up the cream cheese filling. It's kind of like a pumpkin cheesecake loaf. It's so delicious. And then when you cut it, it'll kind of have like a cool little horseshoe. You'll see at the end. So I've got my sugars in the bowl combined. We're going to go ahead and crack our eggs in. 2 eggs for this. Okay, and mix that up. We're doing kind of like a wet and dry, so we're going to combine all of our wet ingredients first, and then we'll go ahead and add the dry. And I'm doing it by hand too because I also don't want to overmix this loaf. Alright. Okay, now that they're combined, we're going to go ahead and add our oil and vanilla extract. Again, just taking each step at a time and stirring in between. This part here, you won't overmix because you won't have any of the dry ingredients, any of the flour, so you're not going to overwork the gluten. This you want to get nice and smooth. Okay, now we're adding in a whole cup of our pumpkin puree. And this is not the pumpkin pie filling because that one is already has added sugars and spices. You want the pure pumpkin. Our oven is ready, 350. So while you're prepping this, you can preheat your oven. I've got a standard loaf pan. Mine is a little bit bigger. Let's see what I got. This one. This is what I have. Any loaf pan will work. This one is a 9x5. 9x5. We're going to go ahead and spray it with some pan, line it with parchment paper. Set that aside so it's ready to go. And going in with our warm water. And at this point, it's going to look pretty fluid, but it will thicken up once we add our dry ingredients. Okay, in goes the dry. And just whisk that in. Just going to whisk until it's nice and smooth and no visible flour is left. Alright, that looks perfect. Now we're going to set that aside and work on the cream cheese filling. Alright, now we're going to get started on the cream cheese filling. So I've got my handheld beaters here. You want to make sure you have softened cream cheese. We're going to whip that up until it's nice and smooth. We'll add in our sugar and vanilla extract, and again, keep beating until it's nice and smooth. go ahead and add in our egg and mix once again. All right, now with your pumpkin mixture, you're going to fill just the bottom. So you're going to use half of this mixture, and then we're going to layer in the cream cheese filling, and then we'll put the remainder half on the top. All right, now we're ready to bake at 350 for approximately 45 minutes to an hour. So our pumpkin cream cheese loaf is cooled slightly. It's still a little bit warm, but I went ahead and sliced it so you could see the inside. And what the beautiful cream cheese filling does, it creates sort of a horseshoe or a smiley face effect in the loaf. So I should have said in the beginning that this totally could have made 2 smaller loaves. I just went ahead and went big or go home is what I always say, so I just baked a big old loaf. So if you're serving this to other people and you want to do 2 smaller ones, it will totally do that. Or you can just do a big one like I had today, because I do have a larger loaf pan. But other than that, I just can't wait to dive in, because I'm a pumpkin girl at heart. I love me fall season, all the pumpkin things. Cheesecake and pumpkin, nothing is a better combo. The tanginess from the cream cheese goes perfectly with the sweet pumpkin bread, and it is a perfect combo. So I hope you make it this weekend, and if you do, leave me a comment down below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you next time. Don't forget, smile lots. Not in there yet, okay. So our pumpkin cream cheese loaf is cooled slightly.